ask you about being a father? I know that the declining birth rate is something that is very near and dear to you. It's a crisis. I am planning on becoming a mother myself,
right.
And why is this issue so important to you beyond just preserving the light of consciousness?
Well, if we have a collapse in birth rate, which is happening almost everywhere in the world, then humanity will dwindle to nothing, and that's really what's happening. So we have to take immediate steps, I think, to increase the birth rate, or there just won't, no new humans means no humanity. So,
I mean, Elon Musk must believe what he's saying because he has fathered 12 known children with 3 different women, and he's putting in the work. He's putting in the work, and Musk is apparently determined.
That's probably at least 24 minutes of work.
God, John, are you saying he's unable to perform?
Oh, look at him. Oh, I bet he's a very giving lover.
Listen,
ridiculous. Also a genius. All of these things are true. He's the best.
Listen, sometimes you do want to just wrap it up. Like, you don't need it to be a lengthy process. Like, you know how to get it done, and let's move on, okay? I've got things to do. But moving on, so Musk is determined to navigate his crazy family life and have more children in, some might argue the weirdest possible way. So first, some context. Over the last 2 years, he has become increasingly fixated on what he sees as another threat, declining birth rates. He believes a global population collapse is coming that will wipe out humanity. His apocalyptic vision is unlikely, according to demographers, but on X, he has been encouraging followers to have as many children as possible.
Like a cult leader.
So here's a quick look at Musk's current family dynamic.
Elon Musk is the father of 12 children. I'm gonna take you through his entire family, including some details about his current and former romantic partners. Elon's first child, Nevada Alexander Musk, tragically passed from SIDS when he was just 10 weeks old back in 2002. The rest of Musk's living children currently range in age from a baby to 20 years old. These kids were born to 3 different women. He had his first 6 with a Canadian author named Justine Wilson. Together they had Vivian, Griffin, Saxon, Kai, Damien, and Nevada, the baby who died in infancy. The next 3 kids were born with Musk's former partner, Grimes. They're the ones with the wild names: X-A12, Techno Mechanicus aka Tau, and Exa Dark Sidereal. There was some interesting overlap there, but the mother of his next 3 children is Siobhan Zillis. She's one of Elon's employees, the Neuralink Director of Operations. She had a set of twins with Musk and then welcomed a 3rd child early in 2024.
John, you have a child.
I do.
Any thoughts?
I do. I'd like at least 40 to 90 more, I think, but 1 is okay. Yeah, by the way, so I'm gonna be very critical of a lot of the stuff about him in this. The fact that he has personally had a lot of kids, I don't care. I don't care at all. The name stuff is a little bit strange, but I did push for my daughter to be named Daenerys, so I'm not gonna be too critical of him.
Are you serious?
I didn't get it. And by the way, that's at least mainstream. I was gonna go for some way more niche fantasy names, but anyway, so that's not a big issue. The fact that he starts up all these relationships with women who are in positions of authority but still like below him in the hierarchy of these companies creates weird situations, but they seem to be into it. So I'm not, that they're not at least, being offered horses or whatever in exchange like some women that come across Musk. So this is the stuff I'm gonna be least critical of him on.
Yeah, look, I teach his own. I don't at all judge people who want to have kids, who start families. If that's something they want to pursue, good. I mean, that's what they want to do, they should do it. I don't know how I feel about his whole ideology of like reproducing as much as he can with as many women as he can. Like, I don't know if that's really a stable situation for all the kids, but okay.
Yeah, look, it's a super simplistic minded, I'm a rich guy, I have access to a lot of women that would be interested in having kids with me. Not because of his money or anything, it's just because he's a hottie, obviously. And so he's gonna do it. That's what a lot of rich men have done. So that's not surprising. I'll be more critical of like his obsession with birth rates, where they're like, he believes that there's gonna be an apocalypse where we all die because we don't have enough kids. Yeah, he believes that. That's literally all that means. Demographers disagree with her, the article said. The people who've made an entire career of studying this, everyone just assumes he's rich, he owns companies. I bet he's done a lot of research. I think he's like Gandalf, just going through stacks of scrolls and learning about demographic. No, he probably watched a TED Talk and a Joe Rogan interview, and now he's obsessed with birth rates. There's no more information that went into that. Don't listen to him when planning a family.
Yeah, look, I think that he is getting at a problem in not just American society, but you see it in other countries as well. And I don't think it has to do with culture. I think it has more to do with technology. So this is an anecdote, do with it what you will, take it with a grain of salt. But I was talking to a friend yesterday about, she went to a club recently, like dance club. Like
first mistake, but okay. Yeah.
Agreed. But I remember when I remember my heyday when I would go to clubs and people were dancing. Like there was music playing, people were dancing, people were having a good time. Dudes were a little bit creepy, like trying to rub up on you when you didn't ask for it. And it's like, get away from me. But that's not what's happening these days. What's happening these days, according to her, is everyone's in the club, there is music playing, but no one's dancing and everyone's on their phones.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, that depresses me because I think that less and less people are entering fruitful relationships, and that could explain some of the reason why there's lower birth rate, right? Also, I've talked about the economic reasons a million times, so I think that's a bigger factor.
I think that's it.
But yeah. It's just interesting when like tech guys like seem to kind of miss what's going on as a result of our addiction to our phones.
The stuff they're producing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and then their answer to it is, just start a family, don't think about it, don't worry about the money.
Well, yeah,
you're
a
billionaire.
More complicated than that, exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, so look, this isn't new. A New York Times report discovered some of the insane ways that Elon Musk has to navigate his complicated family situation. So he has purchased a massive compound in Austin, Texas, composed of 14,400 square foot villa and an additional 6-bedroom mansion behind it. And so these two properties, which cost like roughly $35 million. There's also a third property, by the way, that's like 10 minutes away for Musk to stay at. The whole point of like these compounds and like these buildings. Yeah, he'd be
too crammed into those two other mansions. He needs a separate mansion.
Well, he wants to keep everyone together. So,
I don't think he needs a third mansion. Again, he can do whatever he wants. It's stupid.
I don't care how many mansions he thinks he needs. Like this is just a really interesting life decision.
I like that he has the compound. I would just prefer if he stay there.
Musk has told people close to him in recent months that he envisions his children, of which there are at least 11, there's 12 of them, as we know, and 2 of their 3 mothers occupying adjoining properties. That way, his younger children could be a part of one another's lives. By the way, he does have one estranged child because his child identifies as transgender, and Musk has not been very accepting of that, and that's actually a really heartbreaking story. We've talked about that before. Anyway, he wants to do this so he can spend time with them, schedule time among them. And so far, only one of the women that he's had children with has moved into the compound. That's Siobhan Zillis. Claire Boucher, AKA Grimes, has avoided the situation at all costs due to an ongoing custody battle with Musk. I don't blame her. So the third mother is Musk's first wife, Justine Musk, with whom he has 5 living children, all in their late teens or older. There is room in the Austin compound if they were to visit, though he is estranged from at least one of those children, and that was the transgender child that I was referring to earlier. Anyway, there's a lot going on with the rooms and stuff, but I want to get to his sperm offers. You ready for that? You ready to talk about his sperm offers?
I'm ready to be done talking about it.
Okay, well, Musk has even offered his own sperm to friends and acquaintances. Let's pause. How exactly does that conversation go?
Well, it's like, Elon Musk, so smoothly, suavely, clearly. He doesn't just blunder up like a bizarre robot man and shout, "I've got jizz."
Oh my God.
It's nothing like that. Definitely not. It's gotta be cool and slick.
Oh, come on.
You made me talk about it.
All right,
you think I wanted this? Do you think anyone wanted this?
He apparently even offered his bodily fluids to vice presidential candidate Nicole Shanahan, according to 2 people familiar with the offer. Shanahan shockingly turned him down.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. He also that stuff. I don't know why. Like the word, like there is no good word for it. Like
I mean, semen is pretty innocuous.
Sure, semen. Even semen's like not. Anyway, he offered his semen to a married couple at a Silicon Valley dinner last year after hearing about their trouble conceiving a child. I don't know. Maybe the semen was a problem, and maybe that was a very generous offer.
That doesn't justify it at all. Oh, they'd never have come up with any other source for it. There's no avenue for anyone, if not for Elon Musk's generosity.
Additionally, he also, remember he put out a tweet telling Taylor Swift that he'd give her a child, but he said he was only half joking.
Yeah, because he wasn't joking at all. And if she'd taken up on it, he definitely would have done it. So look, this is the thing that I'm gonna be far more critical on. Again, nothing that he's doing is illegal or whatever. It's just very, very creepy and weird. But also, I don't like these articles linking these things.
Why?
And being like, he's obsessed with population growth, so he's offering semen to every attractive woman he meets. Why are you sane washing his behavior? He's a creepy weirdo. That's why he's offering semen to every attractive woman he meets. He runs up on a married couple, hears they're having trouble conceiving. His first thought is, take my fluids. Taylor Swift is like, you call me a childless cat lady, I'm gonna vote for Harris. And he's like, I'll knock you up. That is not a person who's worried about the future of humanity. That's a guy non-consensually putting his weird kink thing onto other people. That's what he's doing. He's the guy that offered a masseuse to give him a hand job in exchange for a horse. He's the guy that said to an entire Zoom.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he had an NDA with a masseuse on a plane, and he offered her a horse in exchange for a hand job. That's news from like 2 years ago.
I totally did.
Yeah, no, that's been around for a while. He's the guy that on a call before his SNL episode said that he wants to test that it's live by just exposing his genitals to the live audience. This is not a guy who has scientific interests. It's a guy who has no idea what the boundaries for his own weird thoughts about sex are and just desires to just put it on to everyone around him, knowing that he won't face any consequences or repercussions because he's wealthy. And so I don't like when people sane wash it as like, this is how interested he is in demographics. No, this is a creepy weirdo bringing all of us in, whether we want it or not, into his own weird stuff.
He's just planting seeds, John, just planting seeds.
How long have you been waiting?
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a young Turk.